uh, Shit, man. Hello, good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is for you. It's me, Afro, again, and working on the Webtoon again. With some rambling, I guess, probably, most likely. Yeah. Honestly, I should have been done with this time ago, but uh, I've been doing what is known as procrastinating. Like this should be finished. Like I think last time you man saw me work on this, I think I was around here. I think I was around here, like just before this part. I mean, I've gotten a bit done since then. I guess for my personal standards, it's not enough. So yeah, hold on. I can't lie. Man woke up out of it today. Like, hold on. Let me double check that I'm not muted. Okay, I'm not. Uh, yeah, as I was saying, man was like not feeling it today. I can't lie. Like, I woke up and like my throat felt weird, pause, stuff like that. And I was like, yep, one of them days. Illness. Yeah, I don't know. One of my coworkers had something. I might have caught it, or maybe I could caught it from my sister, my younger sister, because my brother mentioned that she also had something and he got it from her. So maybe I got it from either my coworker, my brother, or my sister. What would be crazy, right, is if the answer was all three and like I'm just getting jumped by three different forms of the same disease. That'd be nasty. I mean, I was well enough to go to the gym, and obviously well enough to stream now. But like, shit, man, it was just long. Oh my god, my lord. Okay, I'm gonna have to create a new board. My food watcher. All right. Now I'm gonna have to reorganize some of my pins now. I'll probably do that later after the stream. Okay. What I came here looking for was Minecraft building ideas. No. Uh, praying mantis. I don't know. Fighting. Ooh, yeah. Okay, I got an idea. So I have to draw this shit now. I'm gonna give this shit a bird's eye view. This frame is supposed to be Afro and the criminal. He's fighting, sort of like dashing around the field and attacking each other. So I'm gonna do it from a bird's eye view. Alright, bear with me real quick. I just wanna see, I'm not trying to see a whole 8-minute video. I'm just trying to watch two bugs fight for a quick reference. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna get what I'm looking for through this. So, I'm gonna just, as they say, wing it. Excuse me. That was hideous. Hideously awesome. That was a nice burp, I can't lie. I'm sorry, I'll never say something like hideously awesome ever again. That shit was kind of cringe. Actually, bird's eye view might not be the right way to do what I'm trying to go for. But at the same time, couldn't I just like, hold on, my thinking cap is on right now. Let me up the eraser to 50 real quick. This could indeed work, yes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have it a bit more. Actually, 45 might do the trick. Or 60. Yeah. So I'm gonna first let me just get a stick figure type beat. It's helped me figure out what I'm trying to do. Spats towards him in a Jajankin type stance. Maybe not Jajankin type stance. I'm not trying to copy no one's flow. Word for word, bar for bar. Alright, now that I have this, what I can do is just upscale it until I am happy with the size. Bit more. Yeah, that should do it. I have to click E, not whatever I press R, rotate. Alright, I'm gonna change erasers real quick and softly erase this part, because just scaling that shit up it just looks horrendous, as you can see. So let me just quickly do this, and I'll bring the eraser back. Now I can properly. What should I rumble about today? Oh right, I actually started a new webtoon the other day, The World After the Fool. I'm on like chapter. What chapter? I got it right here. So honestly, I need to be. I need to try catching up on Omnis and Reader. I swear I read it like once and I never touched it again. I'm on like chapter 57 or episode 57 on whatchamacallit, The World After the Fool. I can't lie, this shit hype. This shit is hype. Like, have you man ever seen that one meme of like orange Orange Piccolo coming out of the chasm, and the caption is just like that the new personality spawning in after you see a new show movie. Like, that's how I feel at the moment. Nah, but it's a really good thing. I can't pronounce the protagonist's name. I'm afraid of getting it wrong. Jaehwan. Attempted it anyways. And I can't lie, he's kind of him. Not kind of, he is him. He's Timothy. And I can't lie, I only started it because whatchamacallit. I think I saw an edit with him in it on TikTok. And I was like, this guy looks kind of interesting. And I obviously went into the comments, and obviously somebody dropped the source right away. But yeah, The World After the Fall is it's a good series. It kind of like plays against the whole like power climbing player system archetype of webtoons that's out at the moment, and everyone is kind of sick of because no, because they're all trying to be Tower of God and solo leveling. We'll go to the wastelands, to the highways. On and on we'll go. But yeah, bro basically has he basically has the equivalent to an ego weapon, and like his main thing is that like he's just really good at stabbing things. Like he's like the Saitama but for stabs. I think it's kind of funny, to be honest. There was the redhead that was in like the first couple of chapters. She disappeared. I hope she appears again. She was nice. I liked her design a lot. But yeah, I can't lie. I did not expect bro to be stuck in the first area for so long. I can't lie. I was expecting like only like one or two arcs there, but now, bro, bro's the leader. So no, but it's nice. My expectations were subverted because a lot of webtoons like the beginning area is only the first like for a bit, and then you never go back to it again. Unless yeah, there's this other webtoon I'm reading called Leveling Up with the Gods. I love that shit as well because it's sort of like the regression kind of thing where bro went back in time. It kind of reminds me of Tales of Demons and Gods. I need to catch up. I'm probably like I'm probably like an arc or two behind at the moment. Like the last time I touched that was what, February? Actually has like over 500 chapters, man. I've read that, reread that twice. I love Neely is I like Neely a lot as a protagonist. I mean, he's not my one of my top protagonists for sure, but he's still good. Bro will never let go of the Fort of Revenge against the was it the Jade not the Jade Emperor, the something Emperor, the Star Emperor or whatever. And yes, I'm deciding to use foreshortening for this part, by the way. Try to have his foot a bit closer to us. Let me just make this quick little horizon line. So that makes things a bit easier for me, hopefully. But yeah, I don't mind the regression type beat, like with the other Webtoon, what's it called? Uh, it's not really a regression, but it's the sorcerer returned after 9,000 years, the great or something like that. Hold on, I can't remember the title of it, but I haven't touched that shit in a minute. I am. It only had like it had only like 40, 50 chapters when I started that shit though. So there's probably a lot more now. I might just start from the top. Same with whatchamacallit, beginning after the end. A friend of mine actually got me into it, and I was with it for a while, but then I caught up. And unlike my friend, I didn't like read the light novel, nor did I have like, nor did I was I on like the guy's Patreon to sort of support and see previews or sneak peeks of the next chapter. I need to start that again because I've completely forgot. Like, I think I explained on a previous stream where I was at on that one, and like yeah, that shit. The part I left off on, pain, absolute pain. Uh, waifu watcher. No, I'm not talking about the Mid Blackwell song. That's just what I named one of my pins. It's like what plagues what plagues what plagues my Pinterest home is a bunch of combat references and how to draw type things, cool character designs, and nyash. I'm not afraid to say it, as well as like some symbols and emblems here and there. Cause I like drawing like symbols now. I used to have a hatred for it beforehand, but I've gotten used to it. I believe so, at least. And yeah, it's fun for a bit. In Primal Origins, you'll probably see a lot of emblems and shit that will mean different things. People will have their own sort of personal one, like in Ruby, and yeah, people will have it. Kingdoms will have it. Different factions within kingdoms. Anything, any sort of big group or organization or a significant character, I suppose. Do 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 do. And obviously the good old traveler's cloak. This majestic John. Pretty sure this is only gonna be here for like a couple chapters. Hold on, wait, let me check my story plan thing. Yeah, up to chapter 6, and then he'll be gone. I'll probably make a return in like the second act, where I plan an outfit change for all the major characters at that point. And yeah, so the world after the fold, I'm enjoying that. So as soon as I catch up, chapter is that shit up to at the moment? Uh, oh my days, yeah, I'm almost all caught up. When was the 26th? I mean, because I'm not buying the fast pass, man. I don't currently have the financial capacity to do such a thing. Oh, so this updates every Friday. I mean, it's no God of High School, but it'll be nice. It's just like something to enjoy on Fridays outside of leveling with the gods. But yeah, I only started it yesterday, and there's 61 chapters. So that means within that space, like I started this around 6 my time, 6 o'clock. Yeah, literally exactly a day ago I started this shit, and now I'm already all caught up, man. It's just crazy. But yeah, I think after I am all caught up, I need to catch up with the gamer as well. Actually, yeah, I need to catch up with the gamer. What else do I have to catch up with? I'm the max level newbie as well, I suppose. Honestly, I might not even use Webtoon to read that because I don't want to deal with the whole daily pass thing. Like, but yeah, after. Oh yeah, I also need to catch up with the advanced play of the tutorial tower. But yeah, I read quite a few Webtoons. My favorite of all time is still God of High School. Will forever be God of High School, I think. Yeah, I'll make the blade go out of the frame. Why not? Excuse me. This just looks like scribbles. I'm sorry. I'm sure someone is actually trying to understand what's going on here. So, honestly, speaking of webtoons, solo leveling. I need to catch up on the pre- epilogue arc. This epilogue arc. I think last I remember was the Igris episode where we saw from his perspective on things. That was really nice and heartwarming for me. I can't lie, and funny. He said he helps Jin Woo to help him study. All right, and since these guys are supposed to be a sort of like bing bang boom across the across the map, this ain't no Valorant. Not that I play Valorant. Wait a minute. And then and these little impacts as well. I'll have like dust sort of at certain points, and it'll get sort of like bigger and bigger every time. And then now it would make more sense for it to come from the front. I might change the didn't mean to do that. That's good enough. I might change the horizon line. I might raise it a bit on the final thing. I might just like redo these as well. So like, but yeah, some pieces of dust will be like up from like slashes. Like I might make sort of craters in the ground. Well, it looks like scribbles to y'all, but like, okay, didn't mean for that to happen. Uh, but yeah, what was I? Yeah, it may look like scribbles to y'all at the moment, but future Afro will know what's going on here. Will know what needs to be done, and plus I have the script to look back on if I do get confused. So. But yeah, Afro's origin power is energy. Simple, but it gets the job done for him. Raswa's origin power is cutting. It'll be explained a bit more in the actual chapter itself for a bit, but he's really good at cutting stuff. Origins being the power system within my series, where it's basically just like it's basically like an individual's interpretation of a certain concept that exists in the world that's manifested. So like two people can technically have the same ability, but because of their interpretation of it, they may use it differently. So like let's say there are two fire users, and the way one sees it is as an ability of destruction, while the other sort of sees fire as life. Sort of. So the person who sees it as life and like passion would be able to heal people with his flames or her flames, while the other person would be able to do actual sort of offensive attacks with their fire because they see it as a destructive concept. So that'll be a thing in this series that like some characters may have similar, if not the same kind of ability. It's just the way they see things will be what determines the outcome of the battle. Like a character I have planned, sort of an antagonist character, his ability will sort of be his origin will be fortitude. And obviously from thinking of fortitude immediately you'll think of like what's the definition of fortitude again? Fortitude. It's like endurance. So who have good endurance. Maybe the way he sees it, the way this character I'm talking about sees it is that fortitude is about sort of power and being able to resist anything that comes his way. So it'll basically be like an impenetrable defense type beat. And obviously origin evolution is a thing where a person's sort of interpretation of something can grow and it affects their ability. Sorry, I'm getting another. Oh, the shifty. I'm looking at a reference for myself for this next frame, where it's basically because Afro's fighting style is sort of like it's basically like a form of capoeira in this world, or something close to it. And I'm just basically looking at a video which includes a capoeira type attack for this particular frame. But yeah, what was I talking about before I spaced out? Origins, yeah. So yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, they're basically a person's interpretation of a concept that exists in the world and their ability to manifest it. They use their internal energy to bring it into existence in the real world. But yeah, some. Oh my god. But yeah, sorry, this fight kind of. I'm looking at Bumblebee versus Dropkick from the Bumblebee movie. That shit was nice. Cat. Oh. Nah, I can't lie. Transformer fights, they're different. Transformer fights be built different, man. Like everyone knows about Optimus getting jumped in the forest. That scene was absolute nonsense, and proved why Optimus is the leader of the Autobots. But yes, sorry, I keep getting off track. So Origins, interpretation, personal interpretation of how of a concept in the world. So I'm looking for the shot in particular I want. Man, imagine dying to two chains. Not the not the rapper, but like, just boom. My goodness. I'm sorry, but I couldn't be a Cybertronian. Because if whether I choose to be on the Decepticons or Autobots side, regardless, someone is gonna source on me eventually during a 1v1. Or maybe I'll just get jumped. Yeah, man, I'm not dealing with all that. Oh, God. As for this theory floating around oh man, in the Rise of the Beast, mmm, 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 Bumblebee might be considered deceased until the end of the movie because of what that brother Scourge did in the movie, in the trailer. All right, so the shot I'm looking for in specifically, it seems that I can't find it, or I'm just too, yeah, I can't. So I'm gonna just wing it, and sometimes that happens. Uh, Sometimes, let me just. And his rest was quite the lean and tall fellow. Gotta remember that. He's quite the string bean individual. Now, being grabbed by your head and just thrown like some doll is nasty work. I don't know, maybe I think for my Webtoon, I want my fights to sort of maybe not start off as like I don't want them to have that sort of brutal factor in until like later. I not like later, but maybe like a what's no man, I'm sorry. If I'm a Decepticon, I am not facing Optimus or Bumblebee. People underestimate how strong Bumblebee actually is. This nigga is basically like an adolescent, right? And he was boxing with some of the best of them. Like remember the last night. Last night he was doing bits. He was doing bits. Optimus. And he wasn't even trying to kill Optimus, but he was still hanging with him. People don't acknowledge Bumblebee enough. Especially when he has that shiesty on. As soon as that, it's just almost anything that has that shiesty come on. Like the mask or whatever. I think what you gonna call it? Transformers Prime. After when Wheeljack and Ultra Magnus jumped the what's his face, Predaking. As soon as Wheeljack put on the chase, he was over. Like one of the worst things in fiction I've seen probably was Jabberwockies. I don't know, the Ten Commandments versus Meliodas, I can't lie. That's the first one that comes to mind. All right, let me get back to this drawing though. No, actually, one of the worst jumpings was probably Madara versus the five Kage. I count that as a jumping, well, a reverse jumping. Cause how that wasn't it, man. For the Kage, I remember seeing that shit as a teenager, adolescent, whatever. Cause I thought the man were gonna cook. Nah, man. Then Madara pulls up. I'm like, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. What is going on, big dog? And then bro explains, and then we just see the shot of them five just laid down. That was horrendous. But that was a reverse jumping, not really a jumping. Worst jumping I'd seen, and yeah, I think it was probably the Optimus first scene, to be honest. No, no, it is a jumping. You have to count that as a jumping because Optimus lost. He got snuck. I know I got this NPC ass music playing, but do 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 do. Yeah, I don't think anyone really could have predicted the way Optimus would go out. And what I find crazy is like they say only a prime can defeat a prime, but that was a load of bullshit because Megatron offed him. Megatron offed Optimus Prime, so like when they said that, I was so confused because like, does that mean Megatron is a prime now? So or like, I mean, everything started because he didn't get to become a prime. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know what the Bayverse Transformers lore as to why Megatron and Optimus fight. I can't remember if they ever stated it, to be honest. All right, another hideous sketch out the way. Fantastic. All right, so what was in the next frame? Holy shit, an hour has passed. Oh, nearly an hour. Almost passed by. That's crazy, I can't lie. Okay, and then. All right, here I am going to test more foreshortening. Yeah! So basically, what I'm going to do, the thing says that I got Afro doing one of them spinning elbows. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw the elbow first, the circle for the elbow, and how big I want it. Pause, and then I will draw the head a bit further away, and I guess I'll draw Roswell's like face here as well, just getting smashed in. Might try to make it look like it's bending. to sort of show the force of the impact. And then obviously the good old. I'm pretty sure anyone who's watched somebody draw has seen somebody use this cross. Either that or it's the damn. This bug. I don't know how people can draw from this shit, man. Honestly, I might learn. I might learn how people do it from that. Give me a new perspective, myself a new perspective on things. Never hurts to broaden your perspective because that's part of the power system as well. The more you in Primal Origins, I feel it relates to Origins as well. But with Origins, some of the stronger people are those who are completely ignorant to other. Like the more you believe your interpretation of a concept, the stronger you are. So ignorance does play a factor. Found a way to make ignorance a power system, man. That's crazy. And holy damn, this thing kind of came out exactly the way I envisioned it so far. So I'll have the cape here, cape, hood, cloak, whatever. Opening be it, and then sort of and there we go. Someone getting hit with a spinning elbow. That shit look like it hurt, I can't lie. Especially since bro basically doesn't have a nose. Like, do you think a punch to that area would hurt more if you don't have a nose? Now I gotta have Afro doing the Spider-Man real quick, doing the Peter Parker with this aerial jump. Man, I wish I had a PS5 to play that game, man. Especially with the new one. I mean, I can get the old one on PC on my PC on my laptop. I believe in my laptop enough to that I can run it. I can't like Afro with the cloak is pretty nice. Like it's not fully detailed, but I already know like how it will look. I can sort of see it in my head. I'm really trying to go out of my way to make Russell look like a bug kind of praying mantis, since that's what he was inspired off of. Even though he's only a throwaway villain. No, but this interaction, they just fight will be sort of important for future events within this kingdom specifically. Uh, mm. I can't lie. Originally, I was gonna have a poem as like the prologue and all that stuff. But then I was like, nah, who do I look like? Edgar Allan Poe? William Blake? Nah, man, I am not built. I'm not intelligent enough to make poems, man. I have no sense of rhyme. I can't rap either. Freestyle. Mm. What else was I gonna say? I wasn't saying anything that I remember at least. See, that's my issue at the moment, man. I just I speak, but I don't have a certain topic in mind. So I just ramble on one thing and then I move on to the next thing and then the next thing and then the next thing without ever finishing the first thing I started talking about. It's kind of mad. can't lie, Afro's kind of sunning Roswell this fight. In the second half of this fight, I can't lie. Excuse me. Don't know where that came from. Honestly, I should be drinking water, man. I'm not feeling the brightest. Do 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 do. Obviously, I need a. This man is on bro. I am thankful I'm not sharing my entire screen. So what's happening here is Roswell is getting Afro right as he lands. With like an X, with like damn X scissors from Pokemon. Obviously, that won't. Afro is made of tougher stuff than you and me. So the only thing that comes from this is pain. And if it's just pain, Itadori usually won't stop. I'm joking. Speaking of, speaking of Yuji, I still stand on the case that Sukuna is gonna win. I'm not yielding that to anyone. If he loses, if he loses, then then I guess I was wrong, innit? But I'm fairly confident that Sukuna is gonna win. Now this panel I'm about to put is not in the it's not in the script, but I feel like it would suit this moment. Yeah, I've got to remember that part of his ear is now boomed. Since this is like one of those shadowed panels, I'll probably like have blood sort of in the foreground as well, sort of being splurted up. Actually, there isn't really a need for Afro. This would be like a superficial injury. Oh, damn. My nose feels a bit clearer after that. I hope no smoke came out. I would have felt it. Alright, what I'm gonna do quickly before I move on. First off, save. Second off, I need to expand this. So I'm gonna do this and view. I don't know why I clicked. View grid and edit. Edit. Change canvas size. Cancel. What the hell? Oh, because I had this shit selected. That's why I'm a fool. Let's try that again. Change canvas size. Alright. So going from here. Reset. First off, let me do this. I'm trying to be really specific with this shit. Zero. Alright. Nine. I'm a fool. No, wait, no, I'm not. Completely. I'm not a complete fool. 9, 8. 207. I'm increasing the width by 900 because that's how long the clone thing is. So that is, it fits nicely on your phone when you're reading it. Alright, so now I have this. So what I'm gonna do, turn these off real quick. Alright, and because I put snap, since I enabled snapping to grid, I can just do, I don't have to worry about maybe missing the mark. And let me put one here just in case. Yeah, Hikari mode. And I'll get rid of that. Bye bye to the grid. I need a hotkey that, to be honest. Right, so this one. And this gives me a focused space. I can draw. I can draw without worrying about going outside the line into this one or into this space. So yeah. Boo, 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 boo. All right, you know what? This is a good time for me to do a tutorial on how to draw eyes again, because this frame is just gonna be eyes. Another original frame which is not in the script, so yeah. But basically, what I do, me personally, let's say you have like your shape already. Let's say like you got your cross here. You can kind of ignore it. Let me go to the eraser and like. Let me put the rest of the face there. So with this one, Afro's eyes are gonna be sort of like, well, another sort of like furrowed with his brows down. So what I'll do is I'll basically draw this sort of semicircle for both sides. And these are basically the eyes. And then eyelids, this is how I do it. And then the eyelashes, eyebrows. And since it's coming from this kind of angle, you can the face sort of wrinkles when you furrow your eyebrows sometimes. Like with me there, I can sort of feel it there. I know it because I looked in the mirror and furrowed my brows so many times. I know. And then so like how Toriyama does it, or Taro now, since Toriyama's technically retired. Eyebrows. Okay, back to the eyes. So I got my basic shape for the eyes. You get me? So what I can do is, let's say I'm using the soft eraser for example. Normally I don't like doing full details on this sort of phase, but I don't know. I just want to show how I do eyes, and then I sort of just like focus on the individual what. I keep it separate like this because for characters that have hair color that isn't black, because I like to do the eyelashes as well. I like to color the eyelashes along with the eyebrows and hair all the same color because I think it looks very pretty. It's very beautiful. But yeah, I do the top of the eye. Depending on the character, for Afro here, I'll do the top of the eye and some of the side here with the eyelashes. But the bottom part, I won't bother. And sort of just do sharp lines since he's sort of frowning. Got his eyes furrowed. Eraser. Wrong eraser. I still don't remember that it was around here, so some quick lines. So to give that sharp edge, if his face is sort of like normal, then I'll make it sort of more rounded, sort of. Like so. That's how I do his normal eyes. But if he's sort of like in a serious situation where his eyes are sort of like, I'll sort of sharpen it. since like shape language is important as well in it. So like you understand, and even the same with the eyes, I'll sort of do pentagons for them. Sometimes I'll sort of just like do an edged circle of some kind, and his pupil as well. But that's him looking up. It should be him looking down at the wound, at the attack that had just been inflicted on him. Or would it make more sense for him to be looking at Razzle? Yeah, let me finish this. Anything, I might not have to do this much of the face, to be honest. I could just like, since it's supposed to be just the eyes, I'll just and then erase from here. Is it kind of lazy? Yeah, I'll be the first to admit that. And then obviously his hair, or like you should be able to see some like the root of his horn up here, of that one at least. This one not so much. His hair reaches down to his eyebrows at least, and here as well. And this is only a sketch, so that's why I'm not really bothered about how this looks at the moment. Obviously, Afro has a sort of marks on his eyes, representing his clan and shit, repping his set. And some tribes are sort of identified by marks on their bodies and stuff like that. Razwa doesn't have one. He has like a where is it? His one. He's got like scars from like past fight from cutting himself actually. From when he first awoke his power. So Kirishima type beat. Now this frame is with Afro throwing a right hook. Well, it looks more like an uppercut, I guess, because you know Russell's way taller than him. Afro's like what 5'11" at this point, while Russell is a good height above him. So a hook and followed by a kick. So when I actually draw this like when it's in the actual sort of proper panel, the kick will sort of be the punch here. I'll draw it fully, color it fully, render it fully, and then I will lower the opacity on it as a whole to show that he had done the attack before the kick. That's what I do. I sort of got the idea from a GOH and kick, but at high school basically they do this. So Young J did this a lot with most of his fights. If anything, I'd argue Primal Origins would probably be more of a love letter to whatchamacallit, to One Piece, then go to high school. Though Afro isn't looking for some kind of treasure. He simply is looking to see the whole world and understand what it means to be human. That is another goal of his. Well, more so like a side quest given to him by his late mother. Because obviously, from his horns, Afro is not fully human. He's half human from his dad, but he basically grew up with his mom for most of his, if not his whole childhood. And always, I might do the line outside of the frame. That looks nice. I think next stream I'll actually draw as well, like a full body thing. So like a character sheet, like I did from Malco. I'm not sure if anybody from the previous streams was looking forward to that. So let me show that so like a character sheet like this, where I'll have him sort of posted up in his main pose, and then a view from the back, not like that. And then maybe I'll have him do a third thing, like maybe slice or something, and then side profile, front facing profile, something like that. And then obviously the color palette. That way, to sort of prepare myself for when I actually draw him fully. Now your character sheets are useful. I'd say you should do them for a lot of your characters. If you draw them over and over and over again, it'll help you sort of like keep track of the colors, keep track of details you may have forgot. Because I can't lie, I am one to forget details I put into my character sometimes. Honest, plus character sheets are fun to make once you get the hang of it. I mean, you could argue that's the case for anything. Something becomes fun once you get the hang of it. But you could also argue not so much. I can't like another thing that can help you with like art or even just like in life in general. Set small goals to try and reach by maybe not by a certain time period, or like maybe not. Depends on what you're trying to go for specifically. But yeah, like one of my artistic goals is be comfortable. I mean, this is more a long term artistic goal, but one of my goals is to become more sort of artistically comfortable with drawing like backgrounds and stuff, for like environments and shit. I'm not. I feel like I might have a stream dedicated to it sometime, especially in the. Especially with this panel first, that I sort of decided to go for an environment first to, you know, test my limits. And I have to make sure to try and keep the environment in mind as I'm drawing, going through all of this. Like I have the horizon lines and stuff. I have to keep in mind all the details and stuff to help sell that, help immerse you guys for when you actually read it in the webtoon in it. And then another goal I have is to try and like it's to draw fights better. Cause like I'm not sure how you man see it this one, but sometimes I have a vision for like a fight, but then when it comes down to drawing it, I go a completely different route, and I don't like it. Like I felt like this one right now, maybe the beginning not so much, but now I sort of feel like I'm drawing the frames how I'm imagining them, sketching them as I'm thinking about them. But yeah, for that I don't know how. I mean, like with the landscape, with like the environment drawing one, I know how I can achieve that. I just have to like watch some tutorials, practice, and practice is also a case with the fight one. But like, it's not like the tutorials which I can just. The most I can do is watch this one mangaka who streams what he does for his next chapter for his series. That's one thing I do, I guess. But like the chapter that I had the biggest fight already kind of happened, so I'm not expecting to see. But then again, I haven't been watching his streams for the past 7 months, I think. That's crazy. Hold on, wait, no. It can't be 7 months. Wait. I actually feel hurt if it is. Hold on, I'm checking on my tablet because I was watching a bunch of videos before I started this stream. Yeah, 7 months. My God, 7 months worth of. Keep in mind, this brother streams damn near every day to show that he's working on his shit. I am 7 months worth of streams, man. That's gonna take that's gonna take you all summer to get through. But yeah, as you can see here in this frame, Raswell is just slashing about wildly with Afro dodging all of them, or most of them. This pose here is him sort of tucking his knees to dodge this slash in particular. But I like that one. I actually like that. I guess it's just with the fight one. I guess it's just a case of like not letting logic tie me down as much as I normally do with drawing, because I have a very sort of strict process with most of my drawings. That's why I sort of struggle with dynamic poses, because sometimes trying to come up with something dynamic goes against that sort of predetermined formula that I already have in my head on how to draw shit. I'll probably upload this VOD on my YouTube, this stream on my YouTube, because I'm realizing I should probably keep that stuff alive as well. I might edit some of this VOD as well to cut to the specifically to the points where I'm explaining the power system, or I might just make a video completely based off of that. Reswell kind of has like a shawl over here. Look at me punching back like I'm Notre Dame. Like I'm at Notre Dame. Yeah. I don't know why me typing here sort of eclipses my music and my voice quickly. But hey, we move in it. Right now, I'm looking for a reference for this pose I'm trying to come up with. And I know a good pose that I saw in a Blue Lock page, a Chigiri one. But if I can't find it, I'll do what I always do when I can't find the specific reference I'm looking for in the moment. I'll ball. I'll wing it. Mm. Honestly, I think I'm gonna reread Blue Lock from like the U20 match, because that's when everything changed. It was like when the Fire Nation attacked, man. It wasn't the same. Nah, oh my days, I can't wait for that to be animated. It's gonna be a good day, a good time. Okay, so um, it seems I will have to ball unless Express can help me with assist. I don't know if the way I say it sort of like hurts people. I mean, if it does, then just don't get hurt by it. Simple. Another thing I want to experiment with drawing, probably mouths, because it'll help with expressions in it. So, all right. So that's going into the. Ooh, this is not what I'm looking for at all, but that shit looks nice. But yeah, let me actually look for what I'm looking for. Where would I put it? Anatomy, art refs, or combat? Let's try combat. You know what? Yeah, I found it. I found something that would be nice for this. A bit more foreshortening because obviously this is another thing I'm working on, my foreshortening skills. I mean, I'm using all this. I'm not using this space efficiently. Obviously, some things can't will come with time, like using space efficiently, knowing where to put the text and dialogue. That's sort of gonna be a post-production type thing, innit? Because I'd say this right now, this sort of like an animation pipeline. You know, you get your idea, you get approved, write a script, get that read over, get that approved, go on to storyboarding for the animation. Once you complete the storyboard, you get that approved, and that's basically pre-production. And then you go to the actual production, which is animating. And then after that is adding things like actually pre-production also includes like having sound effects chosen, having assets chosen as well, and all that stuff. Specifically in 3D, so like rigs and models and all that stuff. The sets, which is like the area, like the environment, and all that stuff. And yeah, and then you move on to production, which is actually animating the thing. First, you got the block out, which is basically just like rough animation with like sort of both in 2D and 3D animation. Blocking out is sort of different in each field. And I do blocking out myself with drawing, which is where when I use the paintbrush to sort of make shapes to come up with a pose and all that stuff. And then after the block out, you get that approved, add changes, receive your feedback, yada yada yada, and then you move on with the production part, which is actually sort of putting the in-betweens, the details, and all that nice stuff. But yeah, this is basically pre-production at the moment, I'd like to think. And then post-production is stuff like yeah, just furthering the details, adding the sound effects, making an edit, editing it like the animation all together, and all that stuff. Would you guys like to see me animate? I can do 2D and 3D since I'm a 3D animation student. I know. Yeah, I might just cut off some of this. I want to say by next stream, on Friday's stream, we should be in the production section of this. As long as I don't procrastinate or actually, I said I was gonna do Razor sort of character sheet first. I'll do that before heading into production. That's another thing that's sort of pre-production thing. So getting character sheets lined up, getting an expression sort of sheet lined up, and all that stuff. This will be another angled shot with, guess what? More foreshortening. Well, attempted foreshortening at least. That's supposed to be his blade, not his arm. But I might just make it his arm. So this is his shoulder. This is where the elbow is supposed to be. Then hand. And then obviously the fingers. And the blade. So let me just erase the unnecessary parts. This is a downside to doing things the way I do it. Because sometimes, even me myself, I lose track of what's going on in the drawing, in the sketch. And that'll be the other hand, quite a ways away. With his leg being there. And obviously, sort of effects here to indicate that this a barrage of attacks, not just the one stab here that's coming after Afro at the moment. now I will do the same for Afro, except the other way. Holy shit, I'm getting dizzy. Control S. I might like get an apple or something after this, cause Charlie video. And obviously good old Duolingo coming for my neck. She don't care if I'm sick or not, man. Wants me to study. I mean, it's good. It's good to have a consistent thing going on in your life. I could take a rest day from the gym. Don't let Papa Swole hear that. I could take a rest day from the gym, but I cannot take a rest day from Duolingo, man. I'll just make a little comic on that. So it's supposed to be this one. It'll be Afro sort of avoiding the strikes because he's starting to become more wary of any attack that Roswell hits him with. Because while the wounds are while the most of the cuts are deep, are like shallow, not deep. It will be annoying just having a bunch of cuts because it turns it into a battle of attrition because bleeding out and all that stuff. And Afro is not trying to do an attrition battle because that is not his strong point. It's not his strongest point. So this is just sort of to indicate the attack coming at him. So have his arms a bit spread out more, where there's space between the armpits. Oh, you sick armpit bastards. I mean, it's not like it will be on. I'm not doing it from angle where you can see that. I'm not drawing armpits, man. I'm not confident enough to do them, to be honest. Okay, obviously his hair will move in this direction since he's moving as fast as he can. Along with his hood and cloak. Alright, there's that. Now, damn, it's already been 2 hours. Time has flown for me, man. But I still feel like I didn't really do a lot. Where was I at the beginning of this stream again? I was here, wasn't I? And I go, oh, huh. Work dysmorphia? Workload dysmorphia? Alright, this one is going to be a nice panel. Now, originally it's supposed to be 2 separate panels, but I'm drawing it as one here. Because this is going to head to the climax of the fight. This side will be Afro. Again, quick sketch just to get the point across. And yeah, that's gonna be the end of the stream for today. Hope you guys enjoyed me rambling about basically nothing again. But yeah, I'll put this shit up on my YouTube. I'll probably get this all done by the next time you see. So Friday's stream should be me working on Roswell's character sheet, if I remember correctly. And then next Monday's stream should be me actually beginning the production part of this chapter. I'm working on the individual sort of panels properly, fleshing them out and all that stuff. It'll be mostly like sort of proper like line work and stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys look forward to that. And yeah, have a blessed one.